Okay, I got another video this week. Getting back into the swing of things. We're trying to be consistent. A lot to talk about this week. I was trying to just narrow it down onto one subject, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So we're going to talk about Bungie layoffs, Steam Machine, Xbox console price increase, and of course the big one, GTA 6 new info this week. Just to kick things off, let's get the easy one out of the way. Steam Machine. Not a lot to say here. Let's take a look. Over $1,000, and that's without a controller. You want a controller, it's over 1,100. You want reasonable storage of 2 terabytes with a controller, it's almost $1,500 more after tax. What can you say? It's unfortunate all around. Obviously, Valve's been pretty open that not only is this not the price they wanted to hit, they couldn't even make as many as they wanted, but the hardware crisis, the component shortages, all the issues, the Rampocalypse, as people are calling it, this is what we end up with. It's a huge bummer, man. Because now it's like it's priced out of its use case. I feel like for most people, which is going to keep demand low, which I guess works out for Valve since they couldn't make as many as they wanted. This is going to be one of those things that just people buy that. Some people will buy it, like it is going to sell. I think a lot of people are going to buy it just for the novelty, or they truly have the use case of just wanting a PC with their Steam library under their TV. They don't want to build another one. But it's not going to have the impact that I think it would have had if they were able to launch this thing around $700-800, maybe less. The real problem with it is, I don't know if I just lost my train of thought entirely. So we're gonna put a cut in there, and I'm gonna make the cut so seamless you won't even know that I made a mistake. The real issue with it is, I was watching Digital Foundry's review of it, and it's like neck and neck with a PS6 or falling behind. You can't do that for this price point. It just doesn't make sense. So thanks, AI. Up next is Xbox. They're raising their console prices. $100 on the 512 gigabyte model, 150 for the who let me pull it up. Who gives a shit? Look, it's getting more expensive. Prices are going up. It's just, what is Xbox doing? Like, the amount of time it's going to take to turn things around for them because of how long game development takes, and we're in the middle of this crisis. I really feel like they're not willing to spend money to sort of eat this and grow their console base at all. It just feels like a controlled descent. They're trying to land the plane here. They're not trying to grow. They're worried about losing revenue, so they want to keep the people in the pen, because they make money off all the microtransactions on the sports titles and Call of Duty and Fortnite, Minecraft, all of that. They don't want people abandoning it too early. But look, I just don't see how this is gonna. How can they survive? Like, I really don't understand how they're going to stay in this game. No pun intended. Little bit pun intended. But I mean, really, look at this. Look, let me pull this up. Really look at this. Buy now, pay later, interest-free financing, previously played consoles, certified refurbished consoles. All of this is stuff they were already doing. They're like putting together a packet of things that they're already doing and trying to make you oh wow. Buy now, play later is just like the all access thing they were doing at the launch of the Xbox. Interest free financing through Amazon. Yeah, like Amazon's been offering that for Prime users forever. On also, I bought a spatula the other day. Amazon was like, you could pay $9, or you could spread this out over 12 interest free payments. It's like, this is not something major that Xbox is doing. I don't understand marketing it like this. Previously played consoles, they're working with retail partners. Yeah, GameStop sells console. I don't understand what they're talking. There's no new information here. They're not explaining some big, like, oh, go to GameStop, we're knocking $100 off every one. I don't understand what they're talking about. I just don't know what they're doing, and how you're going to stay in this fight if you're not like, Xbox, you're killing me, dude. They spent all this money. And look, I talked about it in the last video. Xbox spent a ton of money with the mindset and goal of growing the market through cloud, PC, mobile. They failed, and they don't know how to get back into the console PC focus. They don't know how to do it. What's next? What am I going to complain about next? Bungie layoffs. Let's just knock that one out. This is something I talk about all the time, which sucks, but these layoffs are going to continue in this industry. Like, this is what's going on right now. It's awful when people lose their livelihoods. Always. Whatever industry. But the issue right now facing the games industry is that there's so much content coming from so many places. There's small teams making hits that these big organizations are way overextended. And if they miss on a hit and you can't guarantee a hit, you can't do that, then this kind of thing happens. You know, especially with live service. And PlayStation has been trying. They announced 12 live service games. And at first you're like, yeah, it makes sense. PlayStation would chase live service. All these big companies are doing it. They really want it. But it's so unlikely to become the next Fortnite. You shouldn't be pumping all of this money into games like Concord and Marathon. You need to grow it from something small, right? And they kind of did that with Helldivers 2. The issue is they didn't see it coming. They didn't buy the studio. They didn't have a great relationship, it seems like, with them. And then also they let that studio build on like a defunct engine that's held together with like scotch tape and prayers. And so it's pretty hard to expand that game. And so then you have things like this that miss because you can't factor in the secret sauce. You can't just be like, we're going to spend our way to popularity. You just got to make a hit. And there's a little bit of luck and there's a little bit of just having that special sauce, man. There's way more guitarists than rock stars in the world. And it sucks to see something like this, but what are you going to do, man? These studios have been chasing things that don't make sense. And I'm not even a Destiny player, but how do you not make Destiny 3? Why are you off making Marathon? And I get you want to see new things, but like when you're this massive studio and you have a hit that can be recurring revenue, why would you abandon it? Like, new stuff, fresh ideas should be coming from smaller teams. These big teams, it's like they're too weighty. There's too much burden on them. They're talking about 400 people losing their jobs here, and that's half the staff. 800 people are not going to be the team that innovates. They're the team that iterates. All right. When you have something great, you should stick to it and work on it. But trying to be the team that makes something totally fresh and new, you got to leave that to smaller teams because they can make those bets without it being as catastrophic. It's a shame to see this, but this is the kind of thing that's going to continue with these studios being so overextended. Okay, let's get to the big one. GTA 6. Yeah. Grand Theft Auto 6. We got a lot of big news. Two big things that everyone is talking about. Number one, pricing. It's $80 for the base game. It's $100 for the Ultimate Edition. Now, what is the Ultimate Edition? Well, let's take a look. Let's scroll through. Man, it looks good. It does. It looks cool. The Ultimate Edition. Essentially, I'm just going to scroll through this so you can see. It's a lot of cosmetics at the end of the day. You're getting exclusive cars, exclusive guns, customized engravings, which this is like very obviously like makes me think of Red Dead Redemption 2, all the engravings you could put on the guns. It's just a specific details here for these. You're getting specific, hairstyles, tattoos, clothing, mods for cars, extra vehicles for this safe house. It's actually quite a lot. You're also getting let's see if I can get to it. You're getting specific custom mods on the vehicles. You're getting I already said hair and fashion, all that shit. You're getting a boat. you're getting a lot of cosmetic stuff and like vehicle variants and gun variants, but the way they're giving it to you is what's I think upsetting people is that it's coming in like it's not just going to be a like, oh, here it is in your inventory. They're putting it in specific shops around the map are going to be locked off unless you have the ultimate edition. And again, it's $20 more, right? So 80 or 100. There is going to be an upgrade path. So if you buy the $80 base game, you can turn around later and do the upgrade, but it's going to be locked in shops around the map, locations around the map, and it's going to be apparently on the website. It says that it's going to be within every chapter. So as you go through the game, you'll find like new shops that are only open to people who have the Ultimate Edition. This is similar to what they did with Red Dead Redemption 2, where they launched with like the Rhodes bank robbery, and like they had a specific gang hideout. I believe it wasn't until in game though in New Austin. I didn't play the Ultimate Edition at first of Red Dead 2. I just had the base console edition. When I got it on PC, I did get the Ultimate Edition, and I don't remember those missions or any of like the bonus stuff I got. I mean, I think I remember the horse. I got a better horse maybe on PC when I got the Ultimate Edition, but I do think it's gonna be like that. It's not every shop. It's not gonna be, you know, a ton of side missions. It's gonna be a couple locations, a side mission. And I actually kind of like that it's not just loaded into your inventory, that they're making it part of the game, because at the end of the day, you're paying more for an Ultimate Edition. It is nice that they're giving people paying more quite a good deal. And the thing is, I get the anger of like, if I pay, the price for the game, I should get the whole game. But the truth is, if they only had to pick one price for this game, they're not picking 80. They would pick 100. And so that's just the reality. This is GTA 6. They can get just about anything. They have priced this thing to move, in all honesty. A lot of people were predicting the Ultimate Edition would be well over 100. People thinking 120, 140. Some people thought the base game would be 100, and I do think if Take-Two had to pick a single price, they would pick 100. But they've chosen 80. Ultimate Edition is more filled out with these locations, but if it's anything like Red Dead Redemption 2, I don't think. How did I say that? 2. If it's anything like Red Dead Redemption 2, I don't think it's gonna be as impactful as people feel. And I do think, all things considered, while it would be nice to like go back to the 90s and the early 2000s, and there's one version of a game and it's the same price for everybody, it's just not the world we live in anymore. They did this with Red Dead. A lot of games do Ultimate Editions with extra content. I actually think the way they're delivering this content is more interesting than just loading up your inventory with cosmetics, and makes me more likely to want to buy the Ultimate Edition. Usually I buy the base of the game because it's just like another outfit. I'm not giving you extra money for that. But knowing it's more of the world, more vehicles, more missions, I'm kind of leaning towards it. They got me. It worked. So I don't want to sit here and act all angry about it when it worked on me. I'm willing to pay that price. I think it looks worthwhile. That said, I'm not pre-ordering it yet. I don't understand why people are pre-ordering it right now. I understand why Rockstar would want you to, and why Take-Two would put this website up and announce pre-orders are live. I saw people on YouTube. I was kind of trying to do a little research on this, look around. I saw there were streams up that were like, watch me pre-order GTA 6. Now, I didn't watch these, but I can only imagine what they were, which was somebody pre-ordering a digital game on a website. And I don't understand how that's where we are as a society, that people are just, oh, watch me spend money for something for like a future product. I don't understand, man. I really don't get why you'd pre-order now, especially the two things that I find concerning with GTA 6 so far. No trailer. Like, no new game. We haven't seen gameplay. No new trailer. They put this up, and it's like they got to be the only game that could get away with putting up pre-orders before even showing any gameplay. Maybe like a yearly sports title or something could get away with it, but it's hard to imagine that anybody else could get away with this. The charitable read is that they just know the marketing beats and they know what they can get away with. And they are hoping that they're going to get millions of people to pre-order right now, sight unseen. They wait a month or two, and then we get to like August or something. They drop the trailer and just rebuild all the hype, and people get super stoked. And then all the people that were either waiting for gameplay or weren't sure about the pre-order right now, they go ahead and pre-order then, right? So you get like a second wave, and then they build up to the actual launch because people will be pre-ordering this thing up to the day of, which is what I usually plan to do with these things where it's like, oh, I want the pre-order bonus. I'll pre-order like 2 days before and I get that bonus and I can still kind of wait and see like what the gameplay is going to be. Are there any, red flags? Because this is going to be an interesting game in that I don't think they're going to put out review codes. I don't think they're going to let a bunch of like game journalists get a look at this thing beforehand because what's the point? Like could they get anyone I don't think they could get people more hyped for it. They could only get people less hyped for it. And they could only maybe kill it a little bit with overexposure, and sort of bring down the frothing hype. So I don't think they're going to do that. So I think they're going to just slowly try to keep the tension and the interest alive. So I think that's why they're waiting. The uncharitable take is that it is not going to be that good, but I find that I just can't believe it. And maybe it won't be that good. But I got to tell you, my expectations for GTA 6, it's been 13 years since GTA 5. Red Dead Redemption 2 was an amazing, incredible experience that I loved. One of the few games where I played it on console and then wanted to play it on PC. I did wait for a sale. I'm not entirely insane, but I got the Ultimate Edition for like $25 or $20 or whatever. But I love that game. It is incredible. I cannot wait to see what they've done next. So like I'm expecting a pivotal must-play game that is amazing, incredible, just super immersive, and like pushing tech, pushing storytelling that is just like a landmark title. That's my expectation for this game, is that it is a landmark title. So they had better deliver, right? And I think that should be everyone's expectation for this game. You shouldn't be being like, I'm excited for like the Control sequel, Resonant. Like I'm excited for that. I think it's going to be a really good game. I really like Remedy. I think it's going to be great. GTA 6, I'm expecting it to be a landmark. I'm expecting it to be monumental. I will be disappointed if it's great. Like it's in its own stratosphere. It's why it can be its own media beat. It skipped all the Summer Games Fest. It didn't, it's getting its own time right now without even showing us new footage. It's just a bunch of screenshots and pricing, and that's crazy. The other big thing, though, we got to talk about with GTA. I'm just trying to find something to leave it on so I can babble for a second. You know what? Not this guy. Let's leave it here on these. Man, the detail on this stuff, dude. But the other big thing that is there's not going to be a physical disc at launch for this thing. They're going all digital. Now they will have a retail presence in that they'll have a physical box, but it's going to be a code in a box. It's going to be a download code only, and bummer, right? Like that sucks. I'd plan on getting it physical for consoles because it's a game like that, where I know I'm going to love it. I know I'm going to like it. I know it's going to be big. I like to get it physical. I was going to pick up a physical copy, most likely for PS5, and then later get the digital copy on PC, and that's out the window because it's a code in a box. And that sucks. As someone who has shifted more and more to primarily playing on PC, I'm not going to act like I'm just so angry and shocked that they're getting rid of physical media, because I've largely abandoned physical media with the exception of Nintendo. I still like to collect the physical cartridges for the Switch 2. I'm actually waiting on Star Fox to be delivered. I'm like, but when the Switch 2 first announced the game key cards, that got me upset a little bit, because Switch is kind of the last bastion, and I really wasn't into the Switch 2 when it was first launching. I was like, I don't know about this thing. It's just launching with Mario Kart and the price is up and the key cards. It just felt like maybe it wasn't going to be there. They eventually got me, man. Once they showed me Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. All right. Path of Radiance come into Switch Online. I copped a Switch too. I broke down. I couldn't resist. I got it. Luckily, it seems like the key cards are becoming less prevalent. And we're seeing some more physical releases there. But that's where I like to collect physical. But I totally understand people that still love collecting like all physical and disc-based stuff. I respect it. I get it. The market is shifting away from people who like buying that sort of physical media. Like 80 plus, 80, 90% of game sales now are digital on some of these systems. That's crazy. But it is what it is. You know, movies, music, all of that stuff has moved that way. I don't think it's ever going to fully go away. I mean, I think there's going to be things like limited run games and all that sort of thing. I am 8-bit that put out special editions. Apparently, let me jump over here because apparently GTA 6 is going to be getting physical maybe in December. An insider is claiming. I looked through this article. I don't know. I don't know if this is gospel truth, if you know what I'm saying. Like, maybe it doesn't really make sense to me. It'd be really nice if they did put out a physical version. It seems weird to me that they would put out a physical version only a month later. Now, maybe they're doing that to protect from leaks. That's what I've heard. But I think they're actually going digital to try to stop the secondhand market. When you think about GTA 5 selling like 230 million copies, Red Dead 2 was like 75 million, 80 million, I think. The secondhand market has an effect on Rockstar's sales. And I think Take-Two wants to cut that shit out. And they want more control over the game and making sure you're not giving the disc to a friend or taking it to GameStop, selling it, and that thing's getting sold a dozen times over the next 10 years. They want control of the price on this thing. And that's why they're going digital. And, you know, what can you say? It's a bummer, right? Like, it's less consumer choice, but a little bit, it just does feel like this battle's already lost and we're just like slowly giving up ground, you know? Like, the PlayStation Pro didn't even have a disc drive. You got to buy it separate. Xbox has discless versions. I just think it's coming. Like, that reality is fast approaching. It's a bummer, but I don't know, man. When Alan Wake 2 launched without physical, I still picked it up on console. I didn't want to miss. For me, I'm there for the games. At the end of the day, like, I see the games as like an experience I don't want to miss. And the truth is, that's more important to me than like the collecting side of it. And I totally respect and get it if like the collecting is the thing for you, if that's the most important in game preservation. I think all of that's important. But I think for me, growing up and like getting into gaming, we didn't have a ton of money for like buying full price games all the time. So a lot of my gaming was Blockbuster rentals, or selling all my games and my console to pay for the newer console or the newer games. So for me, it's always been sort of an ephemeral experience. And even like the retro consoles I have now to this today are things I went and bought as an adult, like, you know, picking up an N64 and trying to like recreate my collection as a kid. A little bit better curation than I had when I was, 10, 11, 12. But yeah, I don't know, man. It is a bummer seeing physical go away, especially with such a game this big. It's gonna move people to embracing digital a little bit more, but feels like a fight that maybe is already somewhat lost. I'm still excited for GTA 6 though. I can't deny it. I'm still pumped for GTA 6, but it doesn't mean we have to go quiet when they take a little bit more from us. You know, like I said, I'm not as the Ultimate Edition doesn't bother me. The physical edition, it's not going to stop me from purchasing it, but I am actually glad that people are getting angry about it, because we should always stay angry and stay like we should all it's good when customers complain, because eventually there's going to be something I really care about that gets me really heated, and I want to reserve my right to complain, and I want the company to be wary of making these sort of decisions, right? I want them to keep in mind consumer sentiment. So I say, even if it's not pissing me off, if it's pissing you off, get mad, like I don't know, man. It's crazy, dude. For such a big game, I really did not think they were going to skip physical, but it makes sense. But I Yeah, I don't buy this. They're worried about leaks. They already had a pretty big leak on this game. GTA 5 had leaks. A lot of games have leaks. Nothing is stopping this train. Okay. People are going to buy this, leaks or not. I think they're trying to cut out the secondhand market. I think that's the goal, is more control of how it's sold, and making sure that if you want to play GTA 6 and you want to play GTA 6, then you're gonna pay Rockstar. If you liked the video, or if you didn't like it, reconsider, watch it again. If you didn't like it, watch it again. I think you're going to come around to my point of view on all of this stuff. But if you did like the video, thumbs up, a comment, any of that stuff would really help. Help a growing boy. But yeah, man, let me know. Are you guys looking forward to GTA? Like, is it too much? 100? Am I crazy? I just feel like the Ultimate Edition is like, a lot of games are like that, and it just is what it is. But I will admit, the no physical sucks, but they're gonna get away with it. What can you do? Anyway, I should go.